All right. So this is what we're expecting on the dollar index. Like I said, 1 week time frame. We have this weekly fair value gap, and we see price clearing this trend line liquidity, price closing here as a flagship reversal. And then on the daily time frame, we have price. I have another block here, plus the weekly fair value gap and the trend line liquidity. So we expect price maybe to sell down to this other block, then come back up to this other block here, mitigation block, and then we sell off down to the weekly fair value gap. Maybe we'll get another retracement back somewhere before we go right down into the 1 year BC. All right, we have the 1 year BC, okay, right here. So that's for the dollar index. So looking at Euro USD, price bought from this fair value gap. Okay, price started buying from this fair value gap here, and we close a bullish engulfing or flagship reversal candle. So let's look at it on the daily time frame. Remember, the movement was sponsored by NFP, and the other block as well that we could see on the DXY, this is the same other block that we have here. Okay, this is the same other block that we have here, so we can expect price maybe to pull back to somewhere before now. Also looking at this area, this is so close for price to take out than to come back here. Okay, now if you notice, you will see that this was another block. We saw this other block on the dollar index, but on euro has already taken that out. So euro is showing more strength than the dollar index. All right, you can see this is the other block on the dollar, but here on euro, price has already taken out the other block. All right, so euro seems to be more strong than the dollar. That's why it's moving very fast, and that's good too. So let's look. This is how it looks like on euro. We can see price maybe give us a good pullback to somewhere before we continue higher. I wouldn't really want to just see price clearing this other block now. All right, maybe we'll just get a good correction from here back down to somewhere before we go finally to clear the liquidity, because I know a lot of traders will be selling from this point. So once they're selling, they'll make price to, they'll induce them back down to this other block before they get them out. All right, so let's see how it looks like on the 8 hours. All right, so we had a very good order block here. This might resist price to come back here. So this is going to be some discount areas for us to buy and then target the hidden fair value gap that we have here on the weekly time frame. Okay, this is the fair value gap we have here. So let's quickly look at GU. Let's quickly look at GBP USD. All right, GBP USD, we're struggling at this point, also reacting up from this fair value gap here. We're having a good reaction from this fair value gap, so looks like GBP USD was too stubborn to move the same way like Euro did, so we had to come right down to this fair value gap and see how we managed to close. So if price can be able to close above this high, then this is a confirmation for higher prices too. But remember now that we are waiting for euro to give us a little drop back to the downside, right? So which means this can likely make this guy want to drop a little bit lower, right? Since it's not really moving higher. But you can see all this trend line liquidity here, price is going to be clearing that out. So let's see, this week we might get we might see GBP stronger than euro. All right, so we can have a push back into this internal range liquidity, and then price continue striking to the upside. Now first target will be this fair value gap here, and then this other block, and so on. That's for GBP USD. Let's quickly look at gold. All right, so gold on the trends. All right, so here we have gold. Let's position. Okay, let's look at gold on the 1 week time frame. We had price fail to fill this fair value gap, and this guy closed above this previous weekly high, so you could say price is coming for this high. All right, let's see how it looks like on the daily chart. Now we have two contraction candles, bearish contraction candles at that. So we have is this a hidden fair value gap we have here? I think that is it. Looks like price did not feel it, right? Yeah, so we have a small fair value gap here, so this can mean price coming down to fill that area before a push back to the upside. Okay, this is an instrument candle or go to the block, took Alice low, so you can have price on gold trade back down to somewhere before we continue higher. Remember, gold is bullish, so we should have to keep seeing higher prices till we start to see bullish PDRs start to fail, right? At the moment, this other block has been respected, this one too was respected, so we expect this one to be respected. But if it gets broken, it's at that time that we'll start to say, okay, we want to see price come down to clear the low of this accumulation. All right, so that's for gold. Let's quickly look at Bitcoin too. All right, so Bitcoin as well is trying to drop. Let me just let's swipe this and then we'll see what's happening here. All right, let's look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. We had a contraction candle here. Price took the high and came down to fill this fair value gap. I was actually expecting Bitcoin to start buying from this fair value gap, but due to the news, it had to drop below it. Right, so at the moment, my invalidation for buying at the moment is this low, right? Is this low? Price should not take this low. Price should not take this lower on Bitcoin. Okay, it should not. If it does, but you can see how this weekly candle closed. This is a bearish engulfing, right? Flagship reversal. This might mean more lower prices. If that is taken, price is coming down right down to this fair value gap here. So we are going to see go. If this low is taken, then Bitcoin will be dropping down to 47,000. All right, so those who are bullish on Bitcoin, you should expect higher prices. At least we can still get higher prices from here because this is a very good key level. Other block and it had a nice rejection, so we can start getting bullish price from here to go clear the previous the all-time high. All right, so that's what I'm expecting on Bitcoin. All right, this low filled internal range liquidity, which was this fair value gap. We went higher to break this structure, so this low should not be taken. All right, so this is our buy invalidation. That's our buy invalidation. If it's taken out, then we're going to see Bitcoin drop right, even maybe right down to 44,000. All right, so let's expect some bullishness as of this level here. Get any break of structure, at least on the 1 hour here, that will be a good area for you to start buying. Okay, to go take the previous highs, which was around 70 something thousand, 74, I think 73,000. Yeah. But it should not take this low. It should not take this low. If it takes this low, it's going to be blood on the streets. Might even sell below this low here. Might see price even dropping down to 32k. Let's look at it on the monthly, how it looks like. Yeah, we have all this bearish. Oh my, we have this right here around 33,000. So if that low is taken, maybe we can just get a free fall back down to somewhere here before we move higher. Why? Because this is a swing low, this is a swing high. This fair value gap is at a good discount of this range. Okay, so which means that low should not be taken, because if it does, that might we're going to be having a drop on Bitcoin that might not be good. right? So guys, we're just left with 2 more minutes to end this session. I was just trying to be fast as I started recording late. All right, so I'm going to be dropping the video so that you guys can go through it during your spare time. Okay, so we have GBP GPY. We are still bearish on GBP GPY. Why? Because we have the Japanese yen index is heavily bullish. Japanese yen index is heavily bullish, so nothing should stand on the way of that. That guy have been selling since how many years now? So the guy needs breath. He needs to really sell, right? So don't stand against GBY GP now. If not, you're going to regret it, right? More sales coming in for GBP GPY, even CAD GPY as well. You can see CAD GPY too is still selling massively, and at the moment this the sell side liquidity price should be coming for. Okay, this equal lows, that's where CAD GPY is coming from. Now if you should look at the Japanese yen index, you will see what I'm talking about. See that, right? Price have been selling. This is the yearly chart. So for how many years now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 years. Japanese yen has just been dropping. You can see that it has been dropping. So last month closed heavily bullish, and this month still trying to. So Japanese yen index might be recovering, and at this point we are going to be pushing higher. Now, if you notice something here, you will notice that GBP GPY was not strong, right? GBP USD was not moving very bullish. That explains why in the pair of GBP GPY it is selling so much, because despite the fact that GPY index is strong, GBP itself is weak, so it has to drop massively. All right, that's why on the GBP GPY you see price dropping very badly, because the GBP pound itself is weak.